Welcome back and welcome to a special place. Welcome to the province of Mae Hong Son. This is one of my personal favourite provinces. I've been coming here for years. We're going to go from top to bottom. Actually, we're going to try to make it as far as Tak province by the end of this video. We're going to go through 250 kilometres of incredible Mae Hong Son loop curves, stop off at little towns and villages along the way, and just see some of the most incredible blue mountains that just rise so aggressively out here in the most beautiful part of Northern Thailand, in my opinion. Mae Hong Son is special for so many reasons. You'll find them out all in this video. So enjoy! One of my favourite provinces. It's beautiful here. Alright, so at the beginning of this video, we're going to base ourselves in the town of Mae Hong Son just for a night. I drove down here from Ban Rak Thai this morning and it is so beautiful. Oh my god, and this is my favorite spot, the little white temple pagoda on the summit of the mountain overlooking the town. You can see the airport, you can see the little lake with the Burmese temple and the night market and all of the little towns and villages in the area underneath the backdrop of some of the most incredible mountains I've ever seen. At this time of year in October, they look blue. This pagoda is incredibly beautiful and it was built in 1860 by the first ruler of Mae Hong Son. And you're probably wondering, how do you know all this, Paddy? Well, I'm just reading it off this sign, to be honest. The history of the pagoda itself. And what you see at a lot of temples in Thailand are these beautiful bells, big brass bells. And you're supposed to make a pilgrimage up here, which means walking. And once you get to the top, you ring out the bells. But since I drove up here on Dreamy, I don't think I'm going to ring the bells because I don't really deserve it. But come have a look at the views. A couple of years ago now, I came up here with a group of travellers and we were on a big bike trip and we were making something for YouTube and it was brilliant. It was so much fun. And I brought them up here and we had a really nice time at sunset and we all wrote messages on these gold leaves. Well, a couple of us did. They're like 100 baht and you get this gold leaf and you write a message on it and it dangles and jingles away here in the wind. And I've had a good look and it's not there anymore, which is a shame. There used to be hundreds of them. But what I think they end up doing is after a while they take them down and actually melt them and use it to rub onto the statues of Buddha, which is a traditional thing that they do. I've seen on this trip. I've seen so many Buddha statues with gold flake. And so what they do is they take them down after they've been up there for a while. And they say, right, you've had your chance. Hope your wish came true, but we've got to melt this down and rub it on a statue. And a friend of mine told me a really interesting story about this temple. So right behind me is the pagoda and the viewpoint, and it's absolutely unbelievable, obviously. But I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to go have a look. Up in that little forest area, apparently there's a really interesting story. Let's go have a look. Okay, I found it. It does exist. So you come around the back and you see this sort of memorial area where they have tombs and statues to remember those who are buried up here and cremated, and remains of the bodies and stuff are scattered here. Anyway, there is a Riders Memorial. Now this was put together by a group of people They call this the GT Rider Memorial in honor of all of the departed riders who lost their lives. And so you can request to be buried here or cremated or however you wish to part ways once you passed the living stage of your life. And so there are a handful of people's names: John Hamilton and David Carell and Stephen Prince, and there's a few others, and their names are implaqued with the dates they were born and dates they passed away. Some of these are quite recent, last year. And it's just for people who loved the Mae Hong Son Loop. This is a really famous motorcycling road. Starts in Chiang Mai and loops around Pai, obviously Mae Hong Son, and goes around the back of Doyle National Park. It's about 950 kilometers, and I've driven it many times. I've done it solo, I've done it with friends, and we're doing it together again solo. But a friend of mine told me that there was this memorial for riders, and I didn't believe it. Let's give them a bell, eh? Rest in peace, lads. I left my GoPro at home, so apologies for doing it on the little handheld camera. Looks okay, doesn't it? This is the most beautiful temple. This Burmese temple. Just absolutely stunning, and one of the most magical places, especially in the evening. Now, where I'm driving, by the way, you wouldn't be able to do this normally. This would all be stalls. Now it's just dudes selling food for the chickens. Hello. Isn't it beautiful? Whack Kong Klang. I'm starting to get, the more I travel during COVID around these provinces, the more I'm starting to get to the conclusion that I miss people. You know, yes, it was too many people, and yes, 40 million a year was a joke. But there has to be a medium, right? It can't just be zero. Look at this artwork. I never noticed this. You got the Lahu and the Hmong tribes. Some temples and a lady praying, giving the alms. Little dog rolling behind. Gonna go back, actually. It's stunning, isn't it? Let's park up and have a little look at the condensed walking street. Chokdi Cap. Can you guess what I went for? I had khao soi today for lunch, and I shared that on Instagram, and it was incredible. So I've gone for something just more classic. I've gone for pad kapow with chicken this time and a fried egg. 35 baht, and then 40 baht for a nice big can of chang. And it's quite pleasant, to be honest. You know, I do miss the crowds a bit now. But you know what's really funny is, you know, when you like put a coin in the machine and those kids, little kids, sit on the thing and it rocks around and they can pretend that they're on a train or a plane. They have that, but they have a Honda 70, like a retro version of my bike, an even older version of mine, and it's just there with flat tires. And I think you just put the little kid on the bike and pretend that they're driving the little Honda. But unfortunately no kid is actually playing on it at the moment, so I can't show you how funny that was. But anyway, let me just quickly try this. It looks delicious. Yeah, incredible. And I like it when they don't mince the chicken. I like it when they use chicken strips like that. Big chunks of chicken. Anyway, we're going to leave here tomorrow and we're going to head towards Mae Sariang. We'll stop off along the way. Now if you're thinking, but Paddy, this video is called The Best of Mae Hong Son. What about Pai? That's so famous. I was just there and I made a whole video on Pai. And then if you're wondering, like, well, what about the Mae Hong Son Loop? The roads are incredible. I've done a video on that as well. It's all linked below. I've done a video on Ban Rak as well, Ban Rak Thai, the beautiful Chinese village, and I had a very amazing trek, very life-changing trek. It was very difficult, very fun. And this video is kind of like the best of the rest of the loop. So go back and watch some of the old content. And also, if you're interested, if you've got time to kill, I'll also link the 4-part comedy series I made with the subscribers from the Budgeteers YouTube channel. We came here 2 Christmases ago and made a comedy series about a guy called Mark who comes over to Thailand, and he doesn't adapt to the traveling lifestyle very well, and things go very wrong. And it's very funny. But it's a 4-part series, and it's set in the Mae Hong Son loop. We start in Chiang Mai, we go to Pai, Mae Hong Son, and we finish again in Chiang Mai on Christmas, on New Year's Eve. It's a great series, very funny. So yeah, if you want to delve into something and get to know more of the Mae Hong Son loop whilst being entertained and cringe at this poor fella's journey, spiritual and physical, around the Mae Hong Son loop, then check it out. Again, linked in the description. So I'm just going to enjoy the rest of this dinner, and then tomorrow we'll leave early, and there'll be plenty more of incredible scenes on this loop, I'm telling you. Mae Hong Son Province, it's a special one. Funny story, I just drove for 45 minutes, detour, to come to these sunflower fields, and they're not in bloom. It's just green bushes. So it's a bit of a fail, but joke's on you, because the road up here, worth it. Oh mama, that was a long drive in a hot sunny day, but we made it here. Mae Seriang, the last town in Mae Hong Son before we get to the province of Tak. Oh wow. This smells so good. So this is stir-fried beef with red curry paste sauce, and there's long beans and eggplant as the vegetable. Bowl of rice. Oh my god, it smells amazing. And I think the reason why as well is because I'm so hungry. This morning I had a steamed dumpling, and then I had another steamed dumpling for lunch. I just stopped at 2 7-Elevens on the way here today. That was it. Bon appetit. I used to hate Thai eggplants, and now I love them. Mae Seriang. It's a small little town. It's very picturesque along the riverbed. 2 or 3 restaurants, 5 or 6 hotels, and just the people going about their business. very picturesque. Right, I'm sorry, but my camera broke after this for some reason. As you can see, I'm at this beautiful little temple talking away, but the microphone was completely smashed to pieces. I didn't realise. I don't know how it happened. Alas, anyway, you know when you see a temple up on a mountain and you're like, oh, I wonder how you can get up there. I'm sure there's a way up there. Basically spent 20 minutes driving around this village and I could see this beautiful gold Buddha and I knew I could figure it out, and eventually I did figure the way out. I'll leave the Google Map link below as I always do. And oh my god, I got there just in time. You know, the sun was going behind the mountains and it was just kissing the golden skin of the statue of Buddha in such a way. It was so epic, and spent a good half an hour up there. I met a couple of backpackers as well who were doing the Mae Hong Son Loop. A cool couple from Europe, and they'd, you know, come over here, done quarantine, and they were doing the Mae Hong Son Loop. I was like, wow, it's not just me. It's someone else. And then, yeah, the sun went down, and to be honest, I filmed another full day's drive the next day in the province of Tak. And the road was spectacular, and, you know, there's quite a good story that I want to tell about the province, because things didn't go to plan, to be honest. So I'll just save that for the next one. This video is long enough already, I think. Don't need to drag this on for half an hour. I'll just do a whole Tak province video next. So if you're not subscribed, give the little subscribe button a little tinkle so you don't miss the next video. And thanks for all the support recently. We're doing really well, way over 40,000 subscribers now, so thanks guys, I really appreciate it. It's really motivating me to keep doing what I'm doing and driving around, and I'm just currently talking to you from a bed with a really bad fever, so I'm not feeling so good. Don't worry, I don't have COVID, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, and stay tuned for the next video in Tak province.